How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Prime Energon, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Transformers Age of the Primes Combaticon Brawl. Yes, found this guy at my local Walmart. Had this on pre-order on Amazon. Said it wasn't coming till January. I canceled that hoe and got this there. So first and foremost, if you're new here to Prime Energon, consider subscribing. I would really appreciate it. Let's go ahead and take a look at the box when it comes down to Brawl. So you get some nice Transformers. You get Brawl in his robot mode. Some nice artwork of Brawl in robot mode and in tank mode. Transforms in 23 steps. You get 3 out of 5 to form Bruticus. So that's fantastic. You get some branding at the bottom. Age of the Primes, Combaticon Brawl. He is a Voyager class. And then going on over the back, you get some more product shots of robot mode and in tank mode, and there you go for the packaging. So taking a quick look at the details of Brawl, looking fantastic. Love the coloration of this guy. He looks awesome. The color green, not quite an army green, a little bit of a lighter green, sort of like an olive green, but still works. All the gray is going to be out of gray plastic. You get some silver along the arms, which is not too much silver going on around here, and then you also get his Decepticon logo on his arm as well. You get a little bit of silver going on down to the legs and those little vents and in the tips of his toes. Not too much going on in the paint department. Would like to see a little bit more paint, but it is what it is. I think the colors work fine for him. I just would have liked to see just a little bit more silver paint to touch things up. Taking a look at the head sculpt, fantastic coloration here, and I love this boxy head sculpt. Love the orange for the eyes, the red for the mouth guard, and then the orange up top for the little crest. Looks awesome. Again, done in mostly a dark gray plastic. And as far as the backpack goes, he has the turret back there, which is normal and does not look too bad. There's a little bit of a hollowness on the back of the legs, which I'll forgive just because it actually doesn't look too bad. You get this panel that goes off to the side. I wish they would have figured out a way to just fold that in. That would have looked a little bit better. You get some tank treads going on over to the bottom of the legs. And of course, taking a look at the arms, people might say that they look a little flat. I don't think so. I think they look proportionate. And yeah, looking really nice. Love the detail on this guy. So going on over articulation for Brawl, his head is on a ball joint, can look down and can look up that far. There is a panel on here, so if you loosen that panel, he can have a little bit more range. The head can go all the way around. The arms can go all the way around as well. They can go all the way out. You get a upper bicep rotation for the arms, and you get 90-degree bend at the arms as well. No wrist rotation, unfortunately. You do get a ab rotation that can go all the way around. The legs can kick forward, they can kick back, and they can kick out to the side. You get some thigh rotation up top. A lock knee, which can lock all the way open and all the way closed at 90 degrees. And then you also do get an ankle tilt, which can go all the way. That is a really nice ankle tilt. And it does lock into place if you want to have it in straight mode. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room. That is going to be this hinge down here inside. As you can see, that stress mark that everybody is talking about. Now, I did loosen this a little bit, which you could just take that screw out, take this little gray piece out, and there is a green piece that goes in there, a shaft that I just sanded down a little bit to relieve that stress mark. So stress mark is there, but this is a much looser joint. When you first got this thing was tight. So just loosen that screw, take it out, and file down the shaft, the green shaft that goes into this gray part, and that will take care of that for now. And there you go for the elephant in the room. Turret can turn around, and then you also do have the cannon. You could have this either pointing down or you could have it pointing up, depending on your preference. Taking a look at his weapons, he does come with 2 cannons, which have a variety of uses. You could put these all over him if you wanted to. which are done in a light gray and a dark gray plastic. They are not blast effect compatible, and they do have a little bit of articulation as well. You get some tabs over here to put them, either using this tab or this tab. And then you get his little blaster right here, which looks like a little mini machine gun done in a dark gray plastic. You could either wield this in his hand, or you could do this as his arm. You want to have that look. And for storage, they can go either on this port for storage, or it can go into this peg over here if you wanted to store it. And the cannons, like I said, have a variety of uses. Now they do have them being on the back like so. You could have them on the back using this front tab on the bottom if you wanted to do that for storage as well. Or what I like to do is I like to turn the turret downward, bring it up, and have the tanks and have the cannons like so over the shoulder. This is what I like to do, is what a lot of people like to do for his cannons. And you could have over the shoulder cannons if you wanted to do that. It does have his little ding-a-ling down here hanging, but it is what it is. I think this look just looks a lot better. And of course you could have him wielding his gun. Going on over to some quick comparisons. So here we got Brawl, and we're going to put him up against his fellow mate Vortex. Looking really, really nice. Can't wait to get all of these guys together to form Bruticus. It's going to be fantastic. Here we got Gigabyte as well. Just taking a look how that looks. And then last but not least, we're going to take a look at Bone Shaker next in the review for Prime Energon. So there you go for comparisons. So going on over to transformation, he is pretty easy to transform. Let's go ahead and we're going to go ahead and open up his arms and flip open these panels, which be careful because one of these can come off just a little bit too easily. And then now we're going to go ahead and open up his chest right about here and flick his head in. And while you're doing that, you're going to rotate all of this chest panel up and then close the chest back, and you're going to get these little tab slots up top that's going to go into, just like so. You're going to bring the arms down and then bring them forward and just keep them like this for a while until we get everything situated. You're going to make sure the turret is facing forward, and then now we're going to rotate at the waist. We're going to open up the legs, this front panel for the legs, and we're going to accordion all of this out. And these are the tank treads which are stored in the legs, which I thought that was pretty cool. Just like so, we can combine down the middle right now. And then now we're going to rotate all of these tank treads forward just like that. You're going to get some tab slots connections right there on the side. They're going to go on the side of his hips, and then another one over here just going to go on the side of his chest. And we're going to just tab slot those in and connect them. And then now what you could do is bring the arms down. And then you also do get a peg right here. It's going to go into the arm. And first of all, you got to open up this little panel right here, which is going to be the front of the tank treads. And now we can bring it all down and forward. And then now for the back of the legs, we're pretty much going to bring all of this down. And you're going to get these little notches. They're going to go right over here, and that will come down as well. And then bring the turret all the way back and set that down. Close up these front tank treads, and those will lock into place. And there you go for his tank mode. Looks way better than Megatron, I have to say. This thing just looks really, really good. And the turret actually turns in the middle, not like Megatron to where it turns on the back. You do get some weird emptiness right here in the front. There you can see his head down there. I wish there was a panel to cover that up. And then down over here, you can see all the way straight down. I wish again that covered up as well. So that does look a little unsightly. Front of the tank looks pretty good as well. Get some wheels on here so he can roll around if you want him to. And some nice detailing on the treads over here on the side. looking really nice. The back actually cleans up pretty well as well. Like I said, better than Megatron. And the top of the turret actually looks pretty good. You do get some articulation with the cannon for the top of the turret. And you can store all his weapons in tank mode as well. I like to put the gun right up here up top. And you have several options with the cannons. They can go on the back if you wanted them to have this look, his iconic look. And you could have that right there if you wanted to, or you could bring them forward and you could have them on the actual tank turret like so if you wanted to. You could put them on the side. You got so many options you could do here. Of course, this one is probably the dumbest looking one right there, but you got a lot of options for the actual cannons. So let's take a quick comparison in alt mode. So here we go for his fellow mate, Vortex. Looking really nice. Love these two guys together. They look awesome. Next, we're going to go ahead and do Bone Shaker. So there you go for a comparison between Brawl and Bone Shaker. And then last but not least, we're going to take a look at Gigabytes, another one to add to the list of reviews here. So make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. So there you go for the review of Transformers Age of the Primes Voyager class Brawl. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. And I will see you next time here on the channel. Peace.